You ever have one of those moments where you're just trying to treat yourself, and the universe decides to yeet your plans into chaos? Yeah, that's me right now. One earring dangling from my right ear, a mismatched one in my left, and a story that'll make you double-check every vent in your house. Buckle up, because this is the tale of how I turned a simple birthday treat into a full-on fiasco. And trust me, it's a wild ride. It all started with a little self-love. Last week I decided to splurge on myself for my birthday. I'd been scrolling through Etsy, that digital treasure trove of handmade goodies, and stumbled across these earrings. They were perfect. Delicate silver hoops with tiny charms that screamed, "You deserve this." I mean, who doesn't love a little sparkle to celebrate another trip around the sun? So, I clicked buy, used the birthday cash my mom gave me, and waited like a kid counting down to Christmas. The package arrived yesterday, but I held off opening it. Why? Because I'm a creature of ritual. I need daylight for life's little luxuries. Makeup, jewelry, you name it. Artificial light just doesn't cut it when you're trying to see if your vibe is on point. Fast forward to today. Classes are done, the sun's streaming through my window, and I'm ready to make these earrings my new personality. I grab my mirror, drag it to the window for that golden hour glow, and kneel on my carpeted floor. Now, let's paint the picture. Here, me, cross-legged, balancing a tiny silver earring between my fingers, feeling like I'm about to unlock a new level of fabulous. The first earring's destined for my left ear, and I'm hyped. But here's where things take a turn, and if you're cringing already, just wait. I'm poking at my earlobe, trying to thread this earring through. It's not cooperating. My fingers are fumbling, the earring slipping, and I'm muttering under my breath like I'm negotiating with it. Come on, just go in. Spoiler alert, it doesn't listen. Instead, in one heart-stopping second, the earring slips from my grip. I watch in slow-motion horror as it hits the carpet, does a little tumble, and, oh no, rolls straight toward the floor vent. My brain screams, "Grab it!" But my body's stuck in panic mode. Before I can lunge, that shiny little traitor slips through the vent slats and disappears into the abyss. Cue the freak out. I'm talking full-on, heart-pounding, this can't be happening meltdown. I rip the vent cover off, half expecting to see my earring sitting there winking at me. Nope. What I do see is a dust bunny convention that's been thriving since the dawn of time. It's like my vent's been hosting a secret filth festival and I'm the clueless landlord. I squint, hoping to spot a glint of silver amid the grime. Nothing. Just dust, a stray hair tie, and my shattered dreams. Now, I'm not one to give up easily. I channel my inner detective, grab a flashlight, and peer into the vent like I'm Indiana Jones searching for the Holy Grail. Still nothing. At this point, I'm half convinced the vent's a portal to Narnia, and my earring's off, having tea with Mr. Tumnus. Desperate, I do what any self-respecting adult does in a crisis. I run to my mom. Mom. I yell, bursting into the living room like I've just seen a ghost. My earring fell in the vent and I can't find it. She raises an eyebrow, probably wondering how I managed to turn every simple task into a soap opera. But she's a saint. So she grabs the vacuum cleaner and we head back to my room, ready to suck that earring out of oblivion. Here's where I need you to stay with me, because this is peak chaos. We're vacuuming the vent and I'm holding my breath, waiting for the satisfying clink of metal hitting the vacuum bag. Mom's maneuvering the hose like a pro, and I'm hovering, whispering, "Come on, earring, don't do me dirty." 5 minutes later, we empty the vacuum bag, sifting through dust and debris like we're panning for gold. Guess what? No earring, not a single sparkle. I'm starting to think this vent's got a vendetta against me. But wait, there's a light. At the end of this dusty tunnel, I check Etsy, heart pounding, and discover the seller offers single earrings for purchase. Hallelujah. I won't have to wear mismatched earrings for the rest of my life. And here's the cherry on top. My mom, bless her soul, offers to foot the bill for the replacement since I'd already spent her birthday cash on the first pair. I'm not saying I deserve a medal for bad luck, but I'm definitely in the running. So here I am, sprawled on my bed, typing this saga with one perfect earring in my right ear and a random stand-in my left. I look like I'm auditioning for a quirky rom-com, but honestly, I'm just relieved I'm not stuck with a lopsided aesthetic forever. If there's a moral to this story, it's this. Don't try on earrings near an open vent. Trust me, it's a rookie mistake I won't make again. But this isn't the end. Oh no, the universe isn't done with me yet. Stick around because this tale's got more twists and I'm not sure I'm ready for what's coming next. Alright, you're still here, which means you're either hooked on my chaos or you're just waiting to see how much worse this can get. Spoiler, it gets worse. I'm still rocking one earring, a mismatched imposter in the other ear, and a vibe that's equal parts I got this, and why does the universe hate me? Let's dive back into this TIFU saga, because the vent incident was just the opening act and the stage is set for more drama. So picture me, sitting on my bed staring at my laptop as I type out my Reddit post, half laughing at my own misfortune. The Etsy seller's single earring option is my lifeline, and Mom's promise to cover the cost is the only thing keeping me from a full existential crisis. I'm thinking, okay, crisis averted. I'll order the replacement, pop it in, and be back to my sparkly self in no time. Oh, sweet naive me. If life were a novel, this is where the author would toss in a plot twist, and let me tell you, the universe is one heck of a writer. I head back to Etsy, ready to snag that single earring. The listing's still there, thank goodness, and I'm about to hit add to cart when I notice something. The seller's shop has a little banner, on vacation until next month. My stomach drops. Vacation? Now? I'm not saying I expect the world to revolve around my earring emergency, but come on, Etsy gods, give me a break. I shoot the seller a message, politely begging for any chance they might have a spare earring lying around before they jet off to wherever Etsy artisans go to recharge. No response. I refresh my inbox like a caffeinated squirrel, but it's radio silence. Now, I'm not one to wallow, but I'm starting to feel like I'm starring in a tragicomedy. I glance at my reflection in the mirror. Yep, still looking like I raided a thrift store's jewelry bin. The mismatched earrings are screaming quirky disaster, and I'm not sure I can pull it off for a whole month. I decide to take action. If I can't get the exact earring, maybe I can find something close enough to fake it. I dive into the Etsy rabbit hole, scrolling through pages of silver hoops, charms, and artisanal creations. Hours pass, and I'm drowning in options, none of which are quite right. Too big, too small, too I belong in a Renaissance fair. My eyes are burning, and I'm starting to question my life choices. Here's where I make my next mistake. And if you're shaking your head, I don't blame you. I decide to check out a local jewelry store. You know, support small businesses, maybe find a temporary fix. I grab my bag, stuff my phone in my pocket, and head out, still wearing my mismatched earrings because, apparently, I'm committed to this aesthetic now. The store's a cute little boutique downtown, all twinkling lights and glass cases filled with shiny things. I walk in, feeling a mix of hope and embarrassment, and start browsing. The clerk, a sweet older woman with a smile that could melt ice, asks if I need help. I spill the whole story: vent, earring, Etsy vacation, the works. She nods sympathetically, probably thinking, this poor girl is a walking disaster. She shows me a pair of silver hoops that look almost like my lost earring. They're not perfect, but they're close enough to fool anyone who isn't inspecting my ears with a magnifying glass. I'm sold. I buy the pair, figuring I'll wear one and keep the other as a backup. I'm feeling like a genius, like I've outsmarted the universe. I thank the clerk, practically skip out of the store, and head home, ready to restore balance to my ear game. But wait, there's a catch. I get home, sit by my trusty window, vent cover firmly back in place because I'm not that reckless, and try to put in the new earring. It's a little heavier than the original, and the clasp is trickier. I'm fumbling again, flashbacks of the vent incident haunting me. I manage to get it in, step back, and check the mirror. The new earring looks, okay, not great, but okay. It's like when you order a burger from a fast food joint and it doesn't quite match the picture, but you eat it anyway. I shrug, figuring I'll get used to it. Then, because I'm apparently cursed, I notice something. The new earring's charm is slightly off-center. It's not noticeable unless you're staring, but now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. I'm torn between laughing and crying. I spent good money on this, and now I'm stuck with a slightly wonky earring that's mocking me every time I turn my head. I consider going back to the store, but the thought of explaining this mishap to the nice clerk is too much. I'm not sure my pride can handle it. So I do what any rational person does. I vent to my best friend over text. I send her a selfie of my mismatched ears, complete with a dramatic caption, "Behold my life's greatest tragedy." She responds with a string of laughing emojis and a suggestion to just lean into the chaos. Maybe start a trend of mismatched earrings. I'm tempted, but I'm not sure I'm bold enough to make hot mess my brand. Still, her laughter lifts my spirits, and I start to see the humor in this whole debacle. As I'm texting, I get a notification. It's an Etsy message. My heart leaps. Maybe the seller's back early. I open it, and it's an automated reply. "Thanks for your message. I'm away until next month, but I'll get back to you ASAP." I groan, loud enough to startle my cat, who's been watching this whole saga from the safety of my bed. I'm back to square one, with a wonky earring, a missing original, and a dream of symmetry that's slipping further away. But here's the thing. I'm not giving up. This earring fiasco has awakened something in me. A stubborn, slightly unhinged determination to make this right. I've got a plan brewing, and it's either going to save the day or make this story even wilder. Stick with me, because the next chapter's coming, and it's got more surprises than a plot twist in a thriller. You're still here, riding this roller coaster of absurdity with me, and I'm grateful, because this story's about to take a turn that even I didn't see coming. I'm still the girl with one perfect earring, a wonky imposter in the other ear, and a determination that's starting to feel like a questionable life choice. My Etsy seller's on vacation, my local jewelry store let me down, and I'm one bad decision away from embracing the mismatched look as my new identity. But I'm not there yet. This is the part where I dig in, get creative, and maybe, just maybe, turn this TIFU into a triumph. Or, crash and burn spectacularly. Let's find out. So I'm sitting in my room, staring at the wonky earring in the mirror. Its off-center charm is taunting me, like it knows I spent money I didn't want to spend on a subpar substitute. My best friend's advice to own the chaos is echoing in my head, but I'm not ready to surrender to the hot mess aesthetic. I need a win, and I need it now. That's when inspiration strikes, or more accurately, desperation disguised as inspiration. I remember my cousin Lena, who's basically a crafting wizard. She's the kind of person who can turn a paperclip and some string into a masterpiece. If anyone can help me fake a matching earring until the Etsy seller returns, it's her. I shoot Lena a text, laying out my saga in all its pathetic glory. She responds immediately with a voice memo, cackling so hard I can barely make out her words. "You lost it in the vent? Oh girl, this is peak you." But she's game to help, and she tells me to come over to her place with whatever jewelry scraps I've got. I raid my jewelry box, grabbing a few random charms, some wire, and the lone surviving Etsy earring for reference. I'm feeling cautiously optimistic, like maybe I'm about to MacGyver my way out of this mess. Lena's apartment is a crafter's paradise, beads, tools, and glitter everywhere. She takes one look at my sad collection of supplies and raises an eyebrow. "This is what we're working with? All right, challenge accepted." We set up at her kitchen table, and she starts sketching ideas for a custom earring that'll pass as a match for the original. I'm in awe of her confidence, but also nervous, because my crafting skills peak at gluing googly eyes on a pine cone. Lena, though, she's in her element, wielding pliers like a surgeon. We spend hours twisting wire, attaching charms, and debating whether a slightly larger hoop will ruin the vibe. Lena's got this infectious energy. Cracking jokes and telling me stories about her own crafting fails to keep my spirits up. For a moment, I forget about the vent, the wonky earring, and the Etsy seller sipping margaritas somewhere. It's just me and Lena, laughing and creating something out of nothing. By the time we're done, we've got a makeshift earring that's not half bad. It's not an exact replica of the Etsy original, but it's close enough to fool a casual glance. I try it on, and Lena claps like I've just won an Oscar. "Look at you saving the day," she says. I'm grinning, feeling like maybe I've finally outsmarted this curse. But here's the thing about my life. The universe loves a good plot twist. I head home, new earring securely in place, and decide to celebrate with a selfie for the group chat. I'm posing by my window, vent cover still firmly shut because I've learned that lesson, when I notice something. The homemade earring is gorgeous, but it's a little heavy, like my earlobe's getting a workout heavy. I shrug it off, thinking I'll get used to it, and send the selfie to my friends. They're hyped, showering me with fire emojis and Yaz Queen messages. I'm riding high, convinced I've conquered this TIFU. Then, because I'm apparently allergic to happy endings, I decide to wear the new earring to class the next day. I'm strutting across campus, feeling like a DIY goddess, when I feel a tug on my ear. The homemade earring's wire is catching on my scarf. I try to untangle it, but my fingers are clumsy and, yep, you guessed it, the earring pops off. I'm standing in the middle of the quad, watching in horror as it falls, bounces off my shoe and lands in a pile of leaves. I dive after it, probably looking like I'm auditioning for a slapstick comedy, but the leaves are deep and the earring's tiny. I'm raking through the pile, drawing stares from passing students, but it's gone. Vanished. Again. I'm torn, between laughing and screaming. 2 earrings lost in 2 days. That's not bad luck, that's a cosmic prank. I trudge to class, 1 earring in, 1 ear bare, and spend the lecture zoning out, wondering if I'm destined to live a lopsided life. By the time I get home, I'm ready to wave the white flag. I text Lena, who's sympathetic but also dying laughing. "You're a walking disaster, but I love you," she says, promising to make another earring if I swear to keep it away from scarves, leaves, and vents. As I'm wallowing, I get another Etsy notification. My heart skips, hoping it's the seller. It's not. It's a recommendation for similar items because apparently Etsy thinks I need more jewelry to lose. I'm about to toss my phone across the room when I pause. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe I need to stop chasing the perfect earring and embrace the chaos like my friend suggested. Or maybe I just need to super glue the next pair to my ears. This saga's not over yet. I've got one more trick up my sleeve, and it's either going to fix everything or cement my status as a TIFU legend. Hang tight, because the finale's coming, and it's going to be a doozy. You've stuck with me through vents, wonky earrings, and a leaf pile disaster, and I'm honestly impressed. I'm still here, 1 earring short, a little wiser, and a lot more paranoid about small, shiny objects. This is the grand finale of my TIFU tale, where I either reclaim my sparkle or cement my legacy as the queen of chaos. The universe has been throwing curveballs, but I'm swinging back with everything I've got. Let's wrap this up and see if I can finally outwit my own bad luck. So I'm back in my room staring at my bare left earlobe like it's personally betrayed me. The Etsy seller's still on vacation, Lena's homemade earring is lost to the campus leaf gods, and my confidence is hanging by a thread. My group chat's buzzing with memes about my earring saga. My friends have officially dubbed me One Ear Wonder. It's funny, but also a reminder that I need to fix this before it becomes my permanent nickname. I'm not ready to lean into the mismatched look forever, but I'm also tired of chasing replacements that don't work. That's when I have an epiphany, the kind that feels like a light bulb flickering on after days in the dark. Maybe the answer isn't finding the perfect earring. Maybe it's rethinking the whole game. I start digging through my jewelry box again, not for a match, but for inspiration. I've got years' worth of random pieces, gifts, impulse buys, stuff I wore once and forgot about. There's a tiny stud with a star charm, a dangly feather thing from a music festival, and a hoop that's honestly too big for daily wear. I spread them out on my bed, and instead of looking for a twin to my Etsy earring, I start mixing and matching. What if I create a vibe that's intentionally eclectic? Not, I lost an earring chaotic, but I meant to do this bold. I'm channeling my inner Lena, but also a bit of my mom, who's always been good at turning lemons into lemonade. After some experimenting, I land on a combo that's weirdly perfect. The original Etsy earring in my right ear, and the star stud in my left. The stud's simple, but the contrast with the hoop's charm feels deliberate, like I'm making a statement. I check the mirror, and for the first time in days, I don't hate what I see. It's not symmetry, but it's me. A little quirky, a little resilient, and done with letting vents and leaves ruin my vibe. I snap a selfie and send it to my friends, bracing for more memes. Instead, they lose it. In a good way. "This is IT," my best friend texts. "You're starting a trend." Lena chimes in, demanding credit for my newfound crafting courage. I'm laughing, feeling like maybe I've cracked the code. But because this is my life, the story can't end without one last test. I decide to wear my new look to a coffee shop hangout with friends. It's the ultimate trial. Real-world lighting, judgmental baristas, and my crew's unfiltered opinions. I walk in, trying to play it cool but secretly scanning their faces for reactions. Nobody says anything at first, and I'm half convinced I've misjudged this whole experiment. Then my friend Jake, who never notices anything, points at my ears and goes, "Yo, that's dope. Did you plan that?" I grin, mumbling something about artistic vision, and just like that, I'm in. The table's buzzing. Everyone's tossing around ideas for their own mismatched looks, and I'm sitting there sipping my latte, feeling like I've pulled off a heist. Later, I'm back home, scrolling through Etsy out of habit, when I get a message. The seller's back early, hallelujah, and they've got my single earring in stock. I could order it, restore my original pair, and close this chapter for good. But here's the twist. I'm not sure I want to. The star stud's grown on me, and the whole mismatch thing feels like a badge of honor. A reminder that I turned a string of disasters into something uniquely mine. I haven't decided yet, but I'm leaning toward keeping the chaos, at least for a while. I reply to the seller, asking them to hold the earring for a few days while I think it over. As I'm typing, I glance at my vent, now sealed shut with duct tape because I'm not taking any more chances. I think about the Dust Bunny empire still, thriving down there, probably guarding my lost earring like it's the One Ring. I could vacuum it again, maybe hire a professional to excavate the vent, but honestly, I'm kind of okay letting it go. That earring's living its best life in Narnia, and I'm living mine up here, one ear at a time. So that's my TIFU story, a wild ride of fumbles, losses, and a weirdly empowering ending. I learned to never trust a vent, to always check for scarves, and that sometimes the best fix isn't fixing anything at all. It's owning the mess, finding beauty in the mismatch, and laughing when the universe tries to trip you up. Thanks for coming along. I hope you're checking your vents and holding your earrings tight. As for me, I'm off to rock this look and maybe, just maybe, start a revolution.